Hi guys, so today I wanted to make a video. By the way, I'm currently sat in my kitchen in case you couldn't work this out already. But yeah, I wanted to make a video today just to talk about my coming out story and maybe try and help some people who haven't yet come out and need to. So yeah, this is kind of my story. My story is a bit different from other people's. I'm not saying that other people haven't been in the same situation, but mine's a bit different from a typical relationship. And my iPad's slowly sliding down. That's not good. Okay. So you can kind of see I'm worked up now by the the position that I've just moved it to, but it keeps sliding, and that's not good. So anyway, yeah. What we're talking about my coming out story, it's a little bit different than other people's. It's not really a typical coming out story type thing, but then again, I don't think coming out stories are typical. But anyway, yeah, let's just get into it because I'm kind of rambling now. Basically, I came out to my parents Boxing Day, just gone. So that was Boxing Day 2013, and we're now in May 2014, so it wasn't that long ago. Basically what happened with me was I met somebody over BlackBerry Messenger, and if you don't know what that is, that's basically if you've got a BlackBerry, they have the little messaging thing on it that you pay for once a month. Yeah, I had that, and I just add random people, because why not? If they're weird, you can just block them, and yeah. And I just feel like, yeah, I'm just going to add loads of random people. And I put my pin on a pin train. If you don't know what a pin train is, massive broadcast, but it's got people's BBM pins on. And you send it on and people add the pins and all that jazz. So yeah, I did that. And a while later, I got a request from someone called Sam. And bearing in mind, I'd never been in a relationship before. And I never really considered myself lesbian or even bisexual. As far as I knew, I was straight, but then again, I never had a boyfriend. I'd never been interested in having a boyfriend. I never really looked at boys in that kind of way. And before, I had actually found myself looking at girls every so often, and I'd think, why am I looking at this girl? I just didn't get it. And it might sound stupid, but that's basically how it was. But anyway, yeah, I started talking to Sam, and because I'd never been with anyone before, I kind of hid it from my parents for a while, for a couple of months. I think it might have been a couple of months. About a month or something. Yeah, about a month. And it kind of occurred to me, it's I have to tell my parents that I'm speaking to somebody, because literally every single time I rung her and someone came upstairs, I hung up on her straight away, because I didn't want anybody to find out who I was talking to and all that, because just of the fact that I didn't really want all the questions, and I didn't know how they'd react and things like that. But obviously, because then I'd be like, well, yeah, this is my girlfriend. Yeah, it didn't really work like that. So after a while, I told my mum that I was speaking to somebody, and she told my dad. But the only thing is, I didn't tell them that I was speaking to a girl. I told them that I was speaking to a boy. And Sam knew that. But the only thing was, we obviously, because it was over BBM, we'd not met each other at this point either. Obviously, I knew full well who she was. She was who she said she was. She wasn't a paedophile or anything like that. You know, we'd Skyped, we'd spoken on the phone and stuff like that. So I was well aware of who she was. But I told my parents she was a boy, just because I was scared to tell them that she was a girl. Because then it's I have to go on this big thing then about going out, and I was scared. So it went on for a while, and we both wanted to meet each other really badly. Obviously, as you do if you're in a relationship with someone who you've not met before, you know, it's like you want to meet them because it's someone you spoke to for a long time, you've got feelings for, and that's all you really want to do. I mean, that's all anybody wants to do when they're in a long distance relationship. They just want to meet the person they're in a relationship with. And our relationship started to get really hard because we wanted to meet each other, and because I had not met my parents yet. It was hard because I couldn't just go and meet her on my own because she lives 2 hours away and I can't travel on my own. I'm useless at that, and she is too. So it was just a fact of we couldn't really get to meet each other in private. So if I was going to meet her, my parents would need to know, so that they would hopefully take me to go see her. So we went through a bit of a rough patch, and we were wondering about, you know, whether to be in the relationship or not, because obviously we wanted to meet each other but we couldn't. And basically we were out Boxing Day shopping, and I told my friend at first, because nobody knew that she was a girl apart from me. I told my best friend. She was the first person I told, to see how she reacted first, so that I could then go tell my parents. Because if I got a bad reaction from her, who knows how my parents would have reacted to that. So I told her first. I was like, oh, you know, Sam, I have to tell you, Sam's a girl, blah 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 blah. So she reacted okay. She was like, so does this mean that you're a lesbian? And I was like, I'm not sure. Because obviously I knew that, I think I was. But, sorry, there's someone else on too. Hello. Sorry. So yeah, I told her and she reacted okay to it. She was a bit shocked at first, but obviously you're gonna be. So then I plucked up the courage that night to tell my mum. So she was sat in her bedroom, and I just walked in and I was like, can I talk to you? And I closed the door behind me, and she could tell it was serious because obviously I looked serious, and I'd shut the door and all that kind of thing. So she was sat on the bed and I just stood in front of her and I was like, you know, Sam? It was like, yeah. So I told her that Sam was a girl, and then she was like, so are you bisexual or are you a lesbian? That was the question that followed that. And I was like, and then again followed something else. I was scared and I panicked, and I probably shouldn't have. I told my parents I was bisexual. Well, I told my mum I was bisexual. She went and then told my dad, because I'm not close to my dad like that. So I didn't really want to tell him. It's not the kind of thing you want to tell your dad. So yeah. My mum was fine with it. She told my dad. My dad, he is a bit homophobic. I'm not gonna lie, he is. But he doesn't really try. He tries to not show it, but I can tell that he is, because you can just tell. And it's like whenever same-sex couples have ever kissed on TV or anything, he's like covering his eyes, going, oh my god, turn it over. Yeah, it's kind of childish, but that's what it does. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I think I'm bisexual, because obviously they thought that I was straight. So I was like, yeah. So I told her that I was bisexual, and then I ended up meeting Sam in January, so at least something good came from it. And now basically it's just a fact of my parents and everyone knows that I'm lesbian, because they've just kind of worked it out really. They've done the math. I mean, people ask me questions, because in my family, if something happens, it spreads like the plague and then everyone knows. That's how it works in my family. One thing happens, it's literally in the space of 5 minutes after I've told my mum, she told my nan, she told my auntie, she told my uncle, she told my granddad, she told those people. She told a friend. I was like, I wasn't really bothered. It just saves me having to tell them really. But yeah, it spread around pretty quick. So I had questions of people, then it's like, oh, how do you know you were a lesbian, blah blah. So I just kind of answered, and they kind of worked it out, you know what I mean? So that's my story. It's a bit complicated, and like, I hope you understand now what I mean when I say it's not a typical story because the relationship was a little bit complicated beforehand anyways, and there was a few like mistruths in there. And I mean, I know I shouldn't have lied to them in the first place, but I was really scared, as a lot of people are, but at the end of the day it all worked out for the better. They all know now, and I've finally been able to meet Sam, and we do see each other. Not as often as we'd like to, but we still do see each other, so at least that's a good thing. So yeah, that's it really. I mean, there's nothing else to say. I think I've pretty much said everything that I need to say. If you've got any questions, then you can leave them in the comments. I mean, I'll answer anyone's questions. I don't get easily offended, so just ask any questions that you want to ask. I'm not really fussed. Especially if it would help you, I'd be more than happy to answer. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess I'll see you guys in another video. Let me know if you like this video by giving it a thumbs up. And if you want to see a request on any kind of video, then let me know, because I am up for making videos. I also might be stretching my ears soon. So if that is the case, then I will definitely be making a video on when I stretch and all that kind of thing, and how to stretch. I'll probably do that when I start to stretch, if I do. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, I guess. And if you like my videos, then don't forget to subscribe, because then my newest videos will go into your feed thingy, my bobby, and you get to see me. And yeah, I'm really not that interesting, but still, you know. So yeah, I will see you guys in another video. Bye.